Hello, my name is Tim Lesser, and I'm here to go over some of the finer points of the Leupold RX series of rangefinders. The RX series of rangefinders gives you the ability to adjust your laser rangefinder settings to the conditions as quickly as the conditions can change. The RX series of laser rangefinders has 4 different models. For this demonstration, we'll be using an RX2 and an RX4. The reason that we'll be breaking it down into these 2 different models is that the button sets are the same on each one. On the RX1 and RX2 units, the power button is located on top of the unit. This button is used to turn the power on for the unit, as well as also sending the laser to acquire or return. The mode button is located on the side of the unit, and this is used to scroll through the different mode options. On the RX4 units, there are 3 buttons, all located on top of the laser. There is a power button, which is used to turn the unit on, and also to send the laser to acquire or return. There is a mode button, which is used to scroll through the various different modes on the laser. And then there is a set button, which is used to turn on or off each one of the various modes. The greater than 150 setting ignores all returns from targets closer than 150 yards. This can be particularly useful when trying to obtain a return while remaining concealed behind grass or trees. The rain mode allows the user to obtain a reading during periods of heavy rain, snow, or fog. The first target and last target modes display the return from the first or last target reached, respectively. This can be particularly useful when trying to obtain an accurate reading in flat terrain. Many people wonder how useful is the first or last target mode on a laser rangefinder. Well, the answer is, when used properly, it can be very useful. In flat terrain, such as a sagebrush flat containing mule deer, it can be difficult to know, are you obtaining a return from the sagebrush, or are you obtaining your return from the mule deer? The same can be true when you've got a deer bedded against a rim rock. Are you getting the deer, or are you getting the rim rock for your reading? The LOS, or line of sight readout in the RX series of rangefinders, is used to determine the straight line distance to the target. No true ballistic range calculations are applied, and no distance limit applies. As you continue through the rotary menu, you will notice an F and a C. These are simply used to denote the unit in which the thermometer will display, Celsius or Fahrenheit. The compass mode provides an accurate bearing to the object being lasered. There is also a declination setting, which allows you to correct for the difference between true north and magnetic north. The TBR and bow modes provide true ballistic range to the target. They will account for the angle of the shot as well as the particular bullet or arrow being used. These modes are limited to practical distances, 800 yards and 60 yards respectively for the rifle mode and the bow mode. It is important to note that the line of sight mode can also be used in conjunction with the TBR or the bow mode, and there is no distance limitation on the line of sight mode. Clear field is a function which allows the user to remove each active icon from the display. This can be activated by simply pushing the power and the mode button at the same time. RX3 and RX4 models offer an illuminated backlit display option. This is activated by simply pressing the set button. It's important to remember that the greater than 150 setting limits all returns to targets greater than 150. If this mode is activated and you're trying to use the laser inside or on a target that is closer than 150 yards, you will not get a return. It may also be important to talk about the TBR calculation in both the rifle and bow modes, and how the Leupold RX series of rangefinders differs from other angle compensating rangefinders. The TBR calculation in the Leupold RX series of laser rangefinders is based on a number of things, not simply the horizontal distance to the target. The true ballistic range calculation performed in the RX series of rangefinders is based upon the distance to the target, the line of sight distance, the angle to that target, and the ballistic characteristics of the cartridge or arrow that you may be using. This makes the TBR function in the Leupold RX series of rangefinders much more accurate and dependable than other straight line distance, horizontal distance calculations that many competitors may use. Thank you for your interest in the RX series of rangefinders from Leupold.